Hello Aries, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing your weekly psychic tarot reading, tuning into the week's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are welcome. Ooh, hear that plane taking off? Are you taking off this week, Aries? Are you traveling? Maybe metaphorically taking off? Let's see, shall we? You're the psychic, let us know. Okay. Ooh, now that's interesting. Half the deck just fell onto the ground. Feels like you have a lot on your mind, a lot that you are trying to figure out. Feels like you're doing it in private. Feels like you figure out you and what's going on a lot in private. So, all right, Aries, let's begin. In the past, we have the King of Pentacles. I love these cards. They've got two kings, a masculine king and a feminine king in the suits. So, and the imagery is just beautiful. All right, so this is someone very adept at building, I want to say abundance, finances. The picture I'm looking at, the belief that's serving this King of Pentacles really well in the past was a feeling like even if the people around them are insecure and worried about finances, it feels like they've got momentum of belief in their wellness and their well-being and their security and their safety. That things always work out and I've always had enough because I'm still here. There's something about this mindset and the way this person sees things might not have taken them to great amounts of wealth, but they're, even when this person is dealt difficulty with their finances and their abundance, it feels like they have this belief that serves them. So in the past, it looks like you were getting kind of stuck, unable to move forward. Things were shifting very quickly. Okay. It looks like you were dealing with someone who was very emotionally, bankrupt is what I heard. This person's emotionally bankrupt. They take advantage of others' woundedness. They perceive emotions as weak. That's a projection. This person gets overwhelmed by emotions very easily, and so it's like they've cut out those aspects. This person, it feels like as a child, was very emotional in an environment where emotions were perceived as weakness. This could be a masculine. And so instead of learning how to regulate and how to work with their emotions, they had to learn how to hide them. Oh, you might have too. Because all these cards, like I want to say a lot, but I don't feel like I have the freedom to be myself if I'm in my emotions. Yeah, so there's definitely a match in that sense. Okay, but I get the feeling that this person practiced a long time of woundedness and patterning that hurts others. So it's one thing to create a pattern trying to figure out some way to deal with overwhelming emotions. But this person, it feels like they weaponized emotions. They would wound others to make themselves feel more superior because they're not affected by their emotions. Feels like this person makes other people feel crazy because they have emotions, because they're human. It looks like what you learned in the past from this connection with this person was an inner strength. They definitely were in the past, toxic patterning. You did as well, but it feels like you really shifted and learned a lot from this connection. It feels like a karmic connection. It feels like it wasn't what you expected it to be. You didn't think this was a lesson. It feels like you thought you were connecting with someone, a happily ever after, someone you could grow with, and instead it feels like this person hoodwinked you. But you learned a lot about who you really are, and you're no longer giving your power away, and you're not going to allow someone else to tell you who you are. So as painful as this feels, this experience in the past, you're a very different person now. So, Aries. In present energy, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is, I'm hearing, stop playing around, stop juggling. Feels like in present energy, you're no longer going to have to be so worried about having two pennies to rub together. So this does feel like it's about your finances or that base chakra, your stability, your security. What does Aries need to know about present energy? There's someone with inconsistent energy. Wow. Boy, you don't want to talk about this. I feel like this is what's causing a lot of your pain. Feels like you're releasing this person in the back of your heart space. This person was not your happily ever after. Ten of Cups in reverse. That landed on the floor. It looks like you guys were karmic for each other. It feels like you were learning how that you didn't need to be dependent on someone else. You wanted so badly to have someone you could trust and you could be dependent on. And it feels like there's a misunderstanding of your path. You thought you were getting together with someone who you could just rely on and trust. That's what you really wanted. Someone that you didn't have to question. You trusted them implicitly, and you got burnt by that trust. It feels like you were giving your power away and your trust. There was a need to realize that, to trust yourself, because it feels like in the past you didn't trust yourself. You wanted someone else to make the tough decisions for yourself. And it looks like now you realize that this is not happily ever after. I don't want to play this anymore. Part of this, yeah, this person inconsistent, this person very flawed, but it feels like it's like you both bring out each other's toxicity. You both amplify what each of you are refusing to grow. It feels like by being in this connection, there's a lack of growth. Wow, okay. Tower. All right, so there's a tower in this present energy. Tower is when the foundation of a connection, relationship, whatever we're talking about. This feels like a relationship we're talking about. When the foundation can no longer withstand building vertically, building the walls of that tower, the foundation, you can't keep building because the foundation is corrupt. And from this imagery, it feels unexpected and sudden, and it unmasks someone. All right, so anything else Aries needs to know about the tower? Oh, that was interesting. Okay, there's some type of indecision. This cycle is ending, and so it feels like not making a choice is a choice. And so if you are stuck in indecision, I don't know what to do with this person, with this relationship. Also, there's Two of Pentacles, two choices, fork in the road type of energy. Feels like I'm just not going to make a decision, but that is a decision. That is a choice. Feels like the universe is coming in to make that choice for you with a tower and the World card. Ending a cycle maybe of stuck, stagnant energy, of indecision, of okay, this feels like I'm stuck between the past and my future. Do I want to keep looking at and going back to the past, or do I want to be present and move towards the future? Wow. All right, Aries. What's hidden this week is, the Magician in reverse. These are new cards, and I'm just loving the illustrations. They're so magical and beautiful and creating a lot of new translations for me. All right, so what's hidden is the Magician in reverse. This is someone manifesting from pain or fear and control. So denser energies, lack. When you manifest from lack, then you create more lack. What's hidden? So someone who manifested from lack, there's a cycle ending. Okay, it feels like what's hidden to you, Aries, is that people who try to manifest your lack, that is coming to an end. It feels like you are on a precipice of becoming very, this is such a specific, it feels like you are entering a new phase of your life where you are beloved. Feels like you have experienced a lot in the past about relationships, your relationships with others. And in return, you've also learned about yourself, your relationship with yourself. It feels like since this energy, this person, this relationship in the past, your relationship to you, your body, your spirit, your mental body, your emotions has changed, has evolved. And you're no longer going to be that black sheep. You're no longer going to be the one, the outcast, the pariah of your family, the whatever those beliefs are, those cycles are ending. Part of it feels like you've done the interior work. You've shifted and released beliefs that are holding you to those past definitions about yourself. And it also feels like others wanting to block you somehow in this current energy is just not affecting you. Their ability, maybe you've let go of beliefs that how others perceive you, we are our beliefs. So it feels like I'm letting go of beliefs that others can stop me, that I need to convince someone of my worth and value and then have success. Instead, I'm just cutting out the middleman, people who don't believe in me. Okay, you are welcome to have those beliefs. It's like, but instead of resisting them and fighting against people who don't see you the way you see you, it's like, instead of giving energy to that and creating that resistance and building up more and more of, I need these people, this person to see me in a specific way so then I can have my success. It feels like you're just like, I'm just going to let go, and like they can't do anything. It feels like that. Like if you don't fight, if you don't resist, and you just say, yeah, you can see me any way you perceive me, it's just none of my business. Feels like when you do that there's nothing to push against. It's almost rendering them powerless, because you're deciding that how they view you has no power. I'm taking my power back. How I perceive myself is all I care about. Or, I'm not worried about others and how others perceive me. Very empowering, and it feels like a small shift, but it's huge. Huge. All right, the possible outcome this week, Aries, is the 8 of Wands in reverse. Let's just look at this card. So adorable. I love the skirt and the umbrellas, wind, fast changes, but in reverse. So a lack of communication, a lack of change. There you go, putting the cards on the ground. I get, as I'm looking at the cards, why these are very painful cards. So it does look like, Aries, that it's hard to be upfront with people around your emotions. And I'm not seeing this like as a problem. I'm just saying, I see ya if this is you, and that's okay. Looks like you're trying to get out of a nightmare. You're feeling a bit stuck with the Eight of Wands in reverse, and you're wanting to get out of that financial stuck place. Ooh, and the heartbreak, the pain. It feels like you are really shifting your beliefs about yourself and what you're capable of. And I'm getting that right now isn't a time for action. It feels like definitely not a time for action, to take any new actions or step forward. It feels like internal work that you're doing. You're healing that heart space and healing beliefs that don't serve you, that keep you stuck, that keep you criticizing yourself. Yeah, this is a transformational time. It looks like you are redefining loving relationships by recognizing what hasn't worked. The way I'm describing it sounds kind of like logical, but it feels like you are in your emotions. And so allowing yourself to feel. You are where you are, not because there's something wrong and you need to escape. There's beautiful energy here, and it feels very important what you're doing. You're transforming. You're realizing what is not loving to you. Not listening to what others, you might agree here and there, but it feels like you're really figuring out what is a loving connection for me, and releasing whatever no longer serves you. Again, that's coming up in several cards. So it does feel like I'm letting go of any toxic ties, any beliefs that have kept me back, held me back, any addictions or attachments to people in the past. Feels like wanting them to see you differently. But these people feel very determined, incapable of perceiving you how you would want them to perceive you. Maybe it was on purpose that you would come into this lifetime, into a family and to a society, religion that couldn't see your value. Downright determined not to see your value, because then you would have no other choice but to go within and excavate and find that value within you and shift the energy. That message, you didn't come to match the energy, you came to shift it. And so it does feel like there's a bit of a obsessiveness, a need, like I won't be happy until this person, these people finally see me and see my value and worth. And I'm getting that, can you let go of the need for that person, those people to, can you detach from that? Can you release them and give them the freedom to see you and perceive you and talk about you any way that they see fit? I'm not saying to you, because then that's a boundary issue. But it feels like you are more concerned with someone from your past who failed and they just can't see you, dude. They can't see you. how can you make that okay? How can you make that okay? And stop needing something from someone. If you, that gives them power. If you are trying to convince someone of your worth and value, and you just keep it, why would they stop what they're doing? They get so much of your attention, they get so much of your frustration. And yeah, feel like you get what I'm putting out there. So all right, Aries, this is the end of your reading. I hope this was helpful. Take care.